Hello.
Hello and welcome to the channel. That's what Vice Rhino says. It says, hello and welcome to our channel, or whatever, something like that. Anyway, how's everybody? I see in the indicator that we've got one person joined us out there in live chat land. How are you? Who's out there with us? Probably wait until we get a few more people before we get started. I was kind of late about getting connected to the computer because I didn't realize that there were updates that needed to be done. Windows is really annoying about these updates, you know.
Yeah, forced the update on you.
Yep. How are you?
I'm doing well, but you know.
But what?
I'm doing fine. I'm just preoccupied. Hello, Muriel.
Hi, Muriel. So Jonathan's not going to be with us this week, but next week he is back on a regular basis. And also we don't have Luke this week because he's got meetings, so he's not able to be here. So it's just me and Colton, unless somebody else from the Patreon wants to get on there. I put all the links for this week already on Patreon, so you can jump on there and come up if you like. This week we started chapter 8 last week, and we got through 6 verses, and this week we're on verse 7. As far as things go, after this, we're going to do this for about an hour again, and then we have Wine Green for an hour, Hebrew to English, and then Wine Green for an hour, English to Hebrew, and then I have an ancient Greek session on Zoom that we're doing Lucian, the ass. So that's fun, reading in Greek. And that's it for me. What do you say? Shall we get started? We've got 3 viewers. Who else is out there? Hi, guys. All right. Well, that's dead air. I do hope you guys will participate in the live chat. Let us know your thoughts, your opinions, agreements, disagreements, and we'll get started. Here we go. This is Joshua, chapter 8, verse 7 and following. So, this is verse 7. Do you want to get us started?
Sure thing.
Colton?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
When I say you're the only one I'm talking to because nobody else is here.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Oh, well, that's a problem.
Is that just me? Can anybody else hear Colton?
Hello?
No, nothing.
Hello?
Settings, audio. Oh, it dropped my AirPods. I apologize. It's my fault. Let me see what's going on. It says the AirPods are not connected.
We tested this beforehand.
It's always a problem dealing with my phone. Yeah, it says they're not connected on the phone. And they are connecting on the computer. I apologize.
No,
Couldn't connect AirPods. Why?
Yeah.
Well, in the meantime, I guess I will use different speakers, which is never a great thing.
Yeah. I can hear Jason too, Adele. It's just we tested this beforehand. We made sure he could hear first, but I don't know why it's not working. Once he can hear me again, we'll
try talking. Let me see if I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Nope. How about this one? Can I hear you now?
Yeah, what about now?
Are you speaking?
Yep. I am.
No hearing.
No bueno.
Don't know. Please connect. If I don't have this connected, then I can't hear anything. So they got to be connected. I don't know what's going on. Do you want to go ahead and read it, and I just won't hear you, and then all right.
Sure, that'll work. 𝗕𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗦𝗧𝗜𝗢 מהעורב והורשתם את העיר ונתנה אדוני אלוהיכם בידכם. So it starts with the starts with you all. You will raise up from.
Are you explaining something? Like I still can't hear. Oh, maybe it's connected now. It says it's connected. Let's see. To me, it looks like you're just sitting there. Like I don't hear anything. There we are. I hear you. I hear you breathing.
Okay. Cool. Hi. No, I was talking and going through it. So.
All right. So it was all problems with my AirPods, guys. It's not his side. It's my side. Great. So we've got Galen and Adele here. Brilliant. Welcome, guys. What did you explain about it? Sorry.
I was still translating it.
Okay.
Let's see. So and you will. Okay. So first of all, where were we? They had pulled. They were in the process of trying to separate the people from Ai. Is that right? Separate the soldiers from the city. Okay.
Yeah, to get them to withdraw from the city. Yeah.
And okay, so you will, and you all will stand. I don't know how I like that. Will rise from the ambush, and you will come down into the city. You will
go. Not come down. The Lorish is to dispossess.
Yep, dispossess the city. Sorry, I read that as Yerad. And dispossess the city, and the Lord your God will give it into your hand.
Yeah, good. What do you make of the accent here? It's a revi'i or rivia. It's a strong disconnect there.
Okay.
So I would render this as, and as for you,
you will.
And as for you, you will do this. You get up from the ambush. Yeah, or arise from the ambush. The ambush is the idea that they're hiding. They're like squished down, hiding in the back of the city, and they're going to get up and come to the city. Yeah. All right. So these are more instructions of what they're supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's keep going. Verse 8. והיה כתופסכם את העיר, תציתו את העיר באש, כדבר אדוני תעשו. ראו ציוויתי אתכם. Okay, so v'haya with the Gershayim, that's what that accent is. This is saying, and it shall come to pass, and it will happen, and it will be. This is the mark. It's the prose mark for the future, right? And it will be according to your catching or taking hold of. In other words, when you take hold of the city, and it will be when you take hold of the city, you will light it. To light a fire is latsit. So a lighter that you use for smoking or whatever is mitzit. Matzit is a lighter, which is interesting because we also have matzat. Matzat without the yod. Matzat is a plug in a car. You've got a spark plug, matzat, and a lighter, matzit. But the verb is lehatzit. Lehatzit, the hifil. Lehatzit is to catch something on fire, to start a fire, to light a fire. So you shall light up the city with fire. Burn it, right? And then this is a separate phrase. According to the word of the Lord shall you do. Okay, then we have, look, I have commanded you. I've given you a command. Of course, it's Joshua telling them, I've commanded you to do this. And of course, this city, i.e., Ai, is different from Jericho in that they're supposed to burn the city down, but they're supposed to take all of the booty for themselves, which is what we see afterwards. Okay? Any questions? Any comments or opinions? Would you add anything?
Not anything that I can think of. We're both pretty straightforward. I reckon we'll.
All right. Had you heard the verb 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘 before?
I didn't. I had to go and look up the root of it. But it's, by the way, it's from Yitzhak, if anybody is wondering. 𝗷𝗓𝗓𝗏. But I've probably read through that before and just glossed it real quick and not paying any attention to it.
It happens a lot when you're reading. It's like a lot of words, you don't necessarily know them, but they make sense from the context, so you keep going, especially when you're reading a lot of text. We do it in English too. A lot of times, even in English, there are words that you're not really familiar with, but you kind of make out what they mean by reading the context.
Yeah.
It's a skill you have to learn with reading a language, including biblical languages.
Yeah.
All right.
What's it called? Like language ambiguity. You're not going to know everything, but just get comfortable with that because it's part of learning the language. Even in English, like I said, we still have to look up a word every once in a while, because it's some old word that nobody's used in years, decades.
Yeah.
But
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, we're on verse 9.
Yeah. וישלחם יהושע וילכו את
I didn't hear Yoshua. Maybe that was just me.
Yeah. וישלחם יהושע וילכו אל המערב וישבו בין בית אל ובין העי מים לעי. וילן יהושע בלילה ההוא בתוך העם. Okay. All right. And Joshua sent them, Joshua sent them, and they took the Marav,
they took?
Yeah. Oh, and they went to the. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm struggling apparently today. And they went to the. Is that a direction?
Well, so we saw the word before, 𝗔𝗓𝗓𝗏, right? 𝗔𝗓𝗓𝗏, the ambush.
Oh,
like you're setting an ambush. So Marav would be the place where you have an ambush.
Oh, okay.
The mem prefix is often used as a place that's designated on the root. It's kind of interesting that we do have here an aleph with a silent shva. Not common.
Yeah. And they went to the place of the ambush, and they set up. They sat between Bethel and Ai on the west of Ai. And Joshua.
And the west is because the sea is on the west, right? If we're thinking of Israel, right? So the sea is here. The river is here. From the river to the sea, right? That's what they cry out all the time. So this is the Gaza Strip here. Tel Aviv would be about right there, and Jerusalem about right here, I think.
Yeah. And Joshua spent. Go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing with you. West of Ai.
Yeah. And Joshua spent that night in the midst of the people.
And spent meaning slept.
Yeah. Yes. in the night.
There is some confusion about the root because, like, vayalen, the is I quality, so it would represent that we should say lean, right?
Mhm.
Lalin. But we see it also as lalun. Lalun and lalin both mean the same thing, to spend the night. And this is where we get the word malon. Malon is a hotel.
Mhm.
Malon.
Now, Jason, someone might ask, because it's a shortened form, vayalen, is it in the hifil or the call? Because it kind of looks like it could be in the hifil, because of that I class vowel and that in the A class vowel in the performative.
Yeah, but this is kal. I don't think we have hifil of lalin.
Yeah, I don't know that we do. It's also one of those things that in the short, in the hifil in the short form, you get the don't you get the seglet structure, or is that just with 𝗕𝗘𝗦𝗧?
In this case, it really isn't seglet. It looks like it, but it's not, because this actually is the reduction of an I quality vowel. It's not the breaking of a consonant cluster.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just because the root is lean.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the future is yalin, and then whenever you shift the accent back here, then the E becomes
Okay.
Yalen.
Yeah.
Yalen.
That works. Yeah. Just one of them things.
But it looks like the same thing. Sometimes things that look like they look the same on the surface aren't necessarily the same as far as the cause where they come from.
Yeah.
So Gan mentions vayasem. And that's a perfect example where lasim is the root, lasim. So when we have the future, it's yasim. It shifts back, ya, and the E becomes yasem. So vayasem. So that's what's happening here too. It's the same. Great. All right. Thanks for the comments. Shalom, Michael Burke. Welcome. We're up to 7 viewers right now. Woohoo. As far as Vaishlachem, what is the root is obviously shalach, right?
Yep. It's
He
the
sent.
call, third masculine singular, 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘, with the third masculine plural suffix.
So normally we'd say Vaishlach, and when you add the otam, it becomes M in the future, right? M. And now we have this as a syllable that's unaccented and not stressed, so it needs to be long. Vaishlachem. Yep. Brilliant. Okay. Next, Joshua 8:10. Vayashkem Yoshua baboker. It only makes sense to say lashkim in the morning, because lashkim means to get up early. You don't get up early in the afternoon or in the evening, right? Vayashkem Yoshua baboker, vayifkod et ha'am, vaya'al hu v'ziknei Yisrael lifnei ha'am ha'ai. And this is supposed to be directional, right? It's telling where they went up to, directional. So Vayashkem Yoshua baboker, Joshua got up early in the morning. Vayifkod et ha'am, and he visited the people. Probably like he's checking them to make sure they're ready for the battle and whatever. Lifkod as visit is used a lot in the Bible, like the Lord visited his people. It's not visit like sit down and have tea and coffee and cookies. It's visit like come and see what's going on with them. It's related to the word pikud. Pikud is an order in the PL. Pikud. Kuda. Mifaked. A mifaked is a commander in the army, some kind of commander, an officer or whatever. I don't know. Katzin is officer, but mifaked is a commanding officer or something like that. I don't know military stuff. But lifkod is to come and basically see what's going on with them.
Yeah.
Vaya'al.
Oh, sorry. No, I've always thought of it as like a like there's some kind of like accountability or reckoning that has to happen with that verb. That's my sense of it.
Yeah, it's probably true. Like he's coming to see what's going on with them, if he should punish them, if he should bless them normally. That's what God does. He comes to see, to check them, I guess, to see if they're worthy of blessing or punishment. Or
there's some. Yeah.
So the day of the Lord is like a day of punishment and also reward. Yeah. I don't know. Kuda is also related. Kuda, like an order. Vaya'al, and he went up. He went up. We've talked a lot about these third hay verbs. Ya'ale, he will go up. Ya'ale. Okay. When the Jdsev uses the short form, Jdsev and the above consecutive, while the eraser is not working. There we go. It drops the A, and then the accent is on the full vowel, ya'al, and this cannot stand, so it goes to a full vowel to close the syllable. Ya'al. Ya'al, vaya'al. Vaya'al could be either kal or hifil. It's exactly the same form. So kal means he went up, vaya'al, and hifil, vaya'al, means he made go up, or he offered as a sacrifice. Vaya'al could be both forms, because they both, the hifil and the kal, are exactly the same. Ya'ale. Ya'ale means he will go up or he will offer up. So vaya'al, who is Joshua, and the elders of Israel. So vaya'al is singular, right? Vaya'al, agreeing with its closest antecedent, but this is actually a compound subject. He and the elders of Israel went up. So we would expect it technically to be vaya'alu. Vaya'alu, they went up. But we actually get vaya'al. In the Greek New Testament, this happens a lot, that it says, and Jesus went away and his disciples. So the verb is singular, but then it includes the disciples in the subject as well. So I guess this just happens in language, and we have to get used to it. So vaya'alhu v'ziknei Yisrael, okay, he and the elders of Israel went up before the people to Ai, like they were leading them. They went up to the city, leading the people, like as an army, right? They're going out at the head of the army to go into the city and to attack it. The word 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗡, excuse me, I'm sorry for my cough. Like I'm almost finished being sick. I feel fine. I feel great. This word 𝗥𝗘𝗦 happens a lot in the book of Numbers, and I'm not really sure as to the exact meaning of it, but we could look at it later. Moshe Aaron, why are you saying dirty words? Keep going and I will ban you. Thanks. All right. So next, are we ready for the next verse, or do you have any questions about this one?
No, I think I'm good.
All right. Verse 11.
Okay. וכל העם המלחמה אשר איתו עלו ויגשו ויבואו נגד העיר ויחנו.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear this word. How you said it?
ויגשו.
ויגשו.
ויבואו נגד העיר ויחנו מצפון. I don't like that. מצפון לאי וחגי ביניו ובין האי. Okay. And let's see. And all the people, the sorry.
No, this is it's a funky. We're actually going to see it a couple of times in this chapter. This is not a standard construct. Because
Okay.
normally you wouldn't say ha'am hamilchama, you just say
Yeah.
am.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So it's read as a construct though? Is that what you're telling? Okay. So
Yeah,
all the
and you can also see that in the 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗧𝗧 that are joining them together.
Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. And all the people of the battle who were with him.
The people of war. The
Okay.
people of war. This would mean basically, I guess, 20-year-olds and up that have come out bearing arms.
Yeah. Who were with him, they went up and they came near and they stood in opposite the city, and they camped they camped to the I always get this one to the north. Is that north?
Yeah.
Okay. I always get north and south backward. Camped to the north of Ai, and the
Yeah, I don't get this either. I would assume that a guy is like a guy, like the valley.
Yeah.
I assume it's a valley.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And the valley between it, and there was a valley, but there's a valley between it and between I.
Maybe let's see what the translations make of it. I haven't even opened Logos yet, of course. Do you have something open?
I do. Let me see what. Yeah, that's what Accordance has it parsed as, is the valley.
Okay. How do they translate it in one of the translations?
Let's go take a look.
I imagine what it is that the benav would be beno, that is between the camp or between the people and I. So the people were here, I is here, and there's a valley in between.
Yeah, it actually it has it as VHS has it as benav.
What is benav?
Like his between him. I don't know. Well,
it should be beno.
I'm just telling you what it has.
Let's look at Joshua 8.
Let's see.
Yeah, BHS says that the kativ is beno.
Okay.
And then it says manuscripts are like Q. But what is Q? It doesn't tell me much. All the fighting men who were with him went up and drew near before the city and camped on the north side of Ai, with a ravine between them and Ai. I would imagine that the maybe there's a kativ kri thing, and it should be beinam. The is for between them. Let's actually look at a text copy of the Bible real quick.
Yeah. Verse 11.
You see a kativ kri?
Just I see it. It's just the beno.
Beinav. What is beinav? Like the kativ kri says that this is supposed to be like.
Yep. Yeah.
Beinav. What is beinav though? Never heard beinav. Beno. I don't know. Does anybody know beinav?
Nope.
Okay. Well, we understand that it means the same thing as beno, between him, that is between the people, and between I. Right? There's a valley in between them, or a ravine. All right. What do you make of Yigshu? We've got Some comments already from Gan. Suppletion, nigash, yigash. That it's nifal and kal together. Two different binyanim, one paradigm. It's true. So the infinitive is lageshet, which is kal. Lageshet, can't write. Lageshet is to. This is a segulate form. Lageshet. So the kal is for the future. The future would be normally yingash, but it's yigash because of the nun assimilation. Yigash, future, the imperfect. Yigash. But the present, the participle uses the nifal, nigash. What it looks a lot like this, but obviously it's not, because the nifal would have been yin nagesh, but that doesn't exist. It's nigash. Nigash is the participle, and yigash is the future. This verb is used a lot for approaching. In modern Hebrew, we use it a lot. Lageshet, come here, come to me. But it's like likurov. But we also have the hifil of the root, and that is lehagish, which is to make something come close, but it's often used for the idea of turn something in. Like if you have homework, אתה צריך להגיש למורה את שיעורי הבית, you have to give it to your teacher, להגיש. So lageshet is to come near, and lagish is to bring near. It's a really useful verb. But it's also very interesting that it mixes the kal and the nifal together. Even though normally a verb will fall in a standard paradigm, but this one is a bit different. Yeah. Gan also said bam or bahem. Maybe they sometimes mixed singular declension versus plural. Well, bam and bahem really are the same. They're the same form, because they're both the third masculine plural. It's just that one is longer and shorter. But there is the example of, normally we would say, like we would have to say benenu, like between us, benenu. But we do actually see written sometimes as if it were a plural, benenu. Like the difference in singular and plural is the appearance of the yod. And we do see benenu written as a plural, and I'm not sure why. I think it might just be a writing mistake for benenu. But yeah, I guess it could be something like that. Where it would, because the 𝗕𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗡 does certainly have benav. This is how it would be written according to the 𝗕𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗡. So don't know what to make of that. I don't think so. If you're talking about, because you said beni, but you don't say benai. Like that's just weird. Benai, beni uvenechem. Venechem. I don't know. We shouldn't dwell on it, but it is. Sorry, susenu, susechem. Yes, but let's see. Benehem. It's a question. Right, but you can't say like beni al derech yachid, but you can't say like you can't say benai. So why would you say benav? Like it doesn't seem right. It seems wrong. It's like beni and then beneha. You can't say beneha. Say bena. Beno uvena. Like it's very odd. It seems really odd to me. But I can understand the benehem and all of that. Maybe benenu. Maybe in the plural it just functions like that, but not in the singular. It's weird. Anyway, the more important thing is that verb, vayigash, vayigashu. It's really, really nice and very useful. Brilliant verb that everybody should learn if you haven't. Okay, great. Verse 12, we are making progress. Hopefully next week, Jonathan, when he's back with us, he likes to bring a bit of a sense of humor to things, and I'm kind of too serious. So we should look that up in Gesenius, actually. Maybe if you don't mind, well, maybe I'll write a reminder for myself to look it up, because I've got Gesenius here, and got a piece of paper. Let's say look up forms of bin with plural suffixes. This was verse 11, right? Yeah. Joshua 8:11. Cool. So I'll try to remember to look that up and get back to you next week. Good. So now we're on verse 12, and we're looking forward to Jonathan joining us next week, and maybe Luke too. By the way, those who are on the paid track for Patreon, the links to everything have been posted, and so you would also be welcome to join us here if you want to read with us, and also for the grammar exercises. It's all posted, and you can join us there.
Yeah.
All right. Verse 12. Vayikach 𝗥𝗚𝗦𝗘𝗦𝗢 ish, vayasem otam. This is Gan mentioned that a few minutes ago. Vayasem otam orev ben Beit El uven ha'ai miyam la'ir. Miyam means mimarav, right? Mimarav la'ir. Vayikach 𝗥𝗚𝗦𝗘𝗦𝗢 ish, and he took about. The kaf prefix means like or about. It's like giving approximation, about 5,000 men, and he placed them, or he put them. In this case, he made them an ambush. He made them into the ambush party between Bethel and between Ai. Remember, in Hebrew we repeat ben uven, ben leven, but we don't do. It's not normal to say between this and this. It can happen, but not normal. So between Bethel and Ai, from the sea means actually in this case toward the sea, like seaward from the city. Like with its relation to the city, it's from the side of the sea, which means the west. The west is where the sea is. If you're thinking in terms of Israel, remember that there's the seashore, Kinneret, the Dead Sea, and then Eilat down here. So this is the sea we call Yam Tichon, the Mediterranean Sea, and this is Israel here, Judah, and Shomron, the actual Israel altogether, right? So when you think of the sea, you think to the west. And there you go. There are a lot of words used for directions, right? We've got Safon. Safon is the north. Darom is the south. But of course, you don't have to use north and south. You don't have to use east and west because there are other options. From the north, you might say from Lebanon, right? You don't know. From the south, you might say from the Arava or from the Negev. Like there are ways that you can be more flowery with directions. And so saying from the sea means from the west. It's just a flowery way of giving direction. All right. 5,000 is 5. It's like a group of 5. 5 of thousands. 5,000. 5,000, 3,000, 4,000. This is how you count thousands. You say 6,000, 6,000. For some reason, you use the combination of this construct form to make the thousands. All right. Any questions about that? Looks good.
Yeah.
Looks good. All right. Verse 13.
All right. וישימו העם את כל המחנה אשר מצפון לעיר, ואת עקבו מים לעיר, וילך יהושע בלילה ההוא בתוך העמק. All right. And they set the people.
The people set.
People set. Yeah, sorry, I was getting there. And the people set all the camp to the, which was, that's camp. Okay, sorry. The whole camp maybe is what that's supposed to be. To the north of the city, and sorry, man. Shoot.
Akev.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Akev normally is a heel, like the bottom part of the foot.
Okay.
So this is referring to the akev as the rear part of the military group.
I see.
The rear guard, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Normally.
To the west of the city,
in this case, it's talking about the ambush. The ambush is this rear guard.
Yeah. And Joshua went in that night in the midst of the valley.
I assume that's the valley that is between the camp and the city of Hai. Because before it was called Guy, right? And it was written with no Aleph. It was written Guy. Yeah, normally we write Guy with Aleph. Including somebody's name, Guy. Great. Vayasimu ha'am. Notice ha'am is technically singular, but it's a collective noun, and the verb is plural. They put. The people, they put. Okay, let's see. Wonder what he's doing walking in the valley.
Yeah, I don't, for whatever reason, I wanted it to be like 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗡, just because I like, when I hear it, like I imagine him just like pacing back and forth, like watching, looking, but that's not what we have, so that's...
Yeah. They say it's in the BHS, they said it's possibly supposed to be in Vayalen instead of Vayelech, to say that he spent the night in the valley.
Interesting.
And that's how the NRSV has it as well, that he spent the night in the valley. Okay. And Vayalen we had before, right? Vayelech he went, but Vayalen he spent the night. Great. Verse 14. Vayhi we had before Vahaya. Vahaya is setting the time for the future. Vayhi is normally setting the time for the past. And it came to pass. And it was. 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗡 melech ha'ai. Okay, this is a break. וימהרו וישכימו ויצאו אנשי העיר לקראת ישראל למלחמה. Okay. All of that. Let's see. And it happened when the king of Ai saw, that is when he saw the people gathered as a camp on the north side of the city. They hurried. This is maher. Lemaher is to, it's piel. Miher in the past. He hurried. They hurried. Miharu. They hurried. Vayemaharu, they hurried. And they got up early. Vayashkimu, they got up early and they went out. Now it's saying who they are, the people of the city. The people of the city hurried, got up early, and went out to meet Israel, or toward Israel, where they saw the camp, for war. I guess to meet them for war. That's a good idea. Then we have Hu v'chol amo, which is, it's interesting that we already have the king of Ai, and then we have the people of the city, and then it breaks it down specifically. It says he and all his people, meaning the king of Ai, and all his people. They went out to war against Israel. Lamoed lifnei ha'arava. Moed here, I guess, is like the place where they're meeting before the Arava. Arava is the desert. Vehu lo yada ki orev lo me'acharei ha'ir. Me'acharei is like me'achore, like behind, on the backside. So he didn't know that he has an ambush behind the city. He didn't know it. He wasn't aware of it. Mm-hmm. Good. It's kind of awkward, the fact that it says, when the king of Ai saw, they hurried, they got up, they went out, all the people of the city. And then it does another revisitation of the subject. Hu v'chol amo.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I guess it's kind of like emphasizing that all the fighting men of the city went out to make war, and they didn't leave anyone behind in the city except for the women and children. So it seems to be kind of like an emphatic statement, but it is a little bit awkward.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Any
comments or questions?
Yeah, I always think it's interesting when you get three verbs back to back like that, like just because like it's mimicking what's happening. They hurried, they got up early, and they went out. There's that there's that rhythm to how quick it's happening.
Yeah, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, but they're performing it like in the text for you. Like he could have said, in the morning he hurried, and the men of the city. You could break it up where you broke up all these different phrases.
I would probably rearrange them too. I would say they got up, all the people of the city, and they went out and they hurried to meet Israel for war.
Yeah.
Like I would put 𝗕𝗔𝗦𝗥𝗚𝗛𝗧 𝗔𝗕𝗦𝗧𝗏 like as a phrase.
Yeah.
They hurried to meet Israel for war. So it's kind of weird to put they hurried before they got up. How can they hurry before they get up? Right? So the word order is a little bit funky.
Yeah. Yeah. But, it is. It's yeah. But yeah, it's just one of those things where like to see the text like mimicking the idea. Like it's very choppy and it's like very like boom. Like it makes you want to like when I'm reading it, I'm like, okay, we're going, let's do this. Slow down.
So maybe that also adds to the like a word picture of confusion. Because the king basically is the one who sees the camp of Israel outside gathering to fight, and probably he says, "Get everyone ready!" And they all start like trying to hurry and get things ready, and they're so confused, and then they hurry out of the city. Not even paying attention to what's going on the other side of the city.
Yep.
Very nice. Verse 15.
Oh, is this me? Sorry.
Yeah.
וינהגו יהושע וכל ישראל לפניהם, וינוסו דרך המדבר. And Joshua and all of Israel.
Well, it's a military term meaning like to turn around, to reverse.
Okay. They retreated. Okay, gotcha. Before them, and they fled in the way of the wilderness, toward the wilderness, I guess.
Mm-hmm. All right. Vayinaga'u. So Vayinaga'u, what is the conjunction, the construction, the conjugation?
There we go.
Binyan.
Yeah. It is a nifal.
Yep.
It's
Yamin.
Is it from Naga as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. And it's a third plural, masculine, singular.
Mm-hmm.
Masculine,
Not
plural. Yeah,
Third masculine
plural.
plural. So this is nice that 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗚𝗛𝗧𝗏 Yisrael is reflected in the verb form, right?
Yeah.
And also in this verb form, vayanusu. Because before we would have expected vayinaga Yehoshua v'chol Yisrael. Vayinaga Yehoshua v'chol Yisrael mentioned as an afterthought, right? But it actually mentions the whole compound subject in the verb.
Yeah.
Good.
The nice thing about this sentence, and it's not every sentence you get away with this, but the nice thing about this one is that you can, just based on the structure, you can tell that this is a passive, because there's no object being taken by the naga. If it was just the call, it's like smite or something, like to make a blow. Is that right?
It's often just a touch.
Touch. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
but there's no object that you're touching, and so it's hard to
Lingoa or lagat. Lingoa. The normal form is lagat as a segulet, lagat, but it's followed by beck. Lagat be mashu, to touch something. Lagat bo, to touch him.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just the absence of a direct object helps you parse out that it's in the passive. That was my point. Is it nagaf? Is that what I'm thinking of? Is that like a
Yeah?
Okay, that's what I was getting it confused with. Okay.
Yeah. So from that we get magefa.
Yeah.
Magefa
Plague,
is
right?
like a plague, or we used it during like a pandemic for corona.
Gotcha.
Magefa. Yeah. Good. There was a plague that went among the people during the book of Exodus or Numbers, I'm not sure, but they killed off a bunch of the people while they were in the wilderness.
Yeah.
Yep. Alrighty. Okay, but we can see that this is nifal because of the doubled first radical.
Yep.
Right. And also because of the vocalic structure, which is normally the vocalic structure is in the future going to be something like yi na ga or yi na gea. So e a, and that first radical will be doubled.
Yep.
Okay, these are indications of nifal in the future. All right. Vayiz'aku kol ha'am asher ba'ir or ba'ai. This is ktiv, it's what's written, and this is kri, what we're supposed to read. Vayiz'aku kol ha'am asher ba'ai lirdof achareihem. Vayirdefu acharei Yehoshua. Vayinatku min ha'ir. Okay, so they shouted, all the people who were in Ai shouted out, cried out, to chase after them, to pursue them. And they chased after Joshua, and they withdrew from the city. We talked before about the nifal of this word, but that we normally use in the PL, the natek. But this is the nifal, it's like nin. Okay, so the future would be yina. We would expect the nifal to have a nun. It doubles this one, yinatek. The nifal, yinatek. We don't use that in modern Hebrew, but we do use the root. So we talk about nituk. We talk about lenatek. We talk about hitnatkut, disconnection. So the idea is that the people are disconnecting or withdrawing from the city. They chased after Joshua and they withdrew from the city. So now they're going toward the north, right? Running toward the north, and the ambush is on the west side of the city. Any questions or comments from anybody? Got 6 viewers now. Woohoo! All right.
Okay.
Well.
Okay. V'lo yeah, sorry. Try that again. V'lo nish'ar ish ba'ai uvetel asher lo yatzuu 𝗥𝗚𝗦𝗡𝗥 Yisrael v'ya'azvu et ha'ir p'tucha v'yirdafu אחרי Yisrael. Okay, and there was not left anyone in Ai.
You could just say no man stayed.
No
Nisher
man.
it can mean to stay, like
Okay.
not to leave.
No man stayed in Ai, and in Bethel.
That's what it looks like to me. Ai and Bethel. Mm-hmm.
And just which.
You could also nishar is also to be left.
Yeah.
To be left or to stay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. No man stayed in Ai and Bethel. Who did not go out after Israel. And they left the city, abandoned the city, and they left the city opened.
Yeah, so they didn't even close the doors behind them. They just, like the gates of the city, they left open. They ran after Israel and didn't even think twice.
Yeah. And they pursued after Israel.
Yep. For some reason, that is the end of my slideshow. How much time do we have?
3 minutes.
Oh, we don't have any time. All right. So for next week, we will pick up in verse 18. It's good that it timed that way because I thought that I'd put the whole chapter on the slideshow, but apparently I didn't get to the end of it.
Like I said.
All right, guys. Thanks everybody for showing up. Talk a little bit about the use of tucha and stuma. Well, it just happens to be the fact that a long time ago there were no chapter divisions in the text of the Bible. So instead of having like chapter 1 or chapter 2 or whatever, the sofrim, the scribes, the ones who were copying the text, instead of marking chapter 1 or whatever, they would put space in the columns of the text. So there were 2 ways that they could do that. One is if you have a column of text, you could leave a bunch of space in the middle and then have the line continue and then go on to the next one. This is called stuma, parasha stuma. And it just means that it's closed up on both sides with texts, but there is a space in the middle. And then, or you could just end the line and start a new line, and this would be parashat tucha, where it's open. The end of the line is open, and it starts a new, not paragraph, but that's the idea. It's a new line, and it helps when you're looking at a scroll to identify where you are. And so you could say like parashat whatever it is, and it would just be the first lines of that section. Eventually, parshiot became the divisions of the Torah that are read every week. But tucha and stuma just has to do with putting space inside the text so that the eye can break it up. So it's not just a wall of text and a wall of text and a wall of text, but you'll have like a place that's kind of natural where a story ends and where the next one would pick up. So that's all it comes to. But the word tucha here it's not related because this is just that they left the city open. So patuach is open, tucha. It is the same word, but it's not related to the concept because the concept has to do with scribal practices. Anyway, thanks guys so much. We are going into, yes, Muriel says, of course, don't forget to like the stream and recommend us to other people who are Hebrew nerds. And we are going to switch over right now to Wine Green. The link is on YouTube Live. On YouTube, our page on YouTube, under the tab Live. So come and see us over there. We'll see you in a minute. Am Yisrael Chai, like we like to say.
Am Yisrael Chai.